What's good, family? Brethren. You know, in this video, man, something just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I try to move as a spirit, like, hit me. Fire. Spark. And what I was just thinking, we're going to name this video Isaiah 4:1, part 4. Yeah, I guess I'm going to name this The Streets. And what I want to overlay this with, when we talk about Isaiah 4:1, we're really basically talking about the purge. We're really basically talking about what's going on in Gaza with war, famine, pestilences, food riots. We ain't talking about just a war, like comfortable Americans to be just seeing war on TV, but they could still be like, you know how America is like, your typical American is similar to that movie called Wall-E with the robot, Wall-E. And the people, basically, as I recall, a lot of people had left the earth. They were like in these spaceships and stuff, and they were like trying to survive because I guess the earth, or I don't know what happened to the earth, but they were all in like a technological space station or whatever, and where the earth got destroyed or whatever. But everybody became fat and dependent upon technology and stuff like that. And so that's kind of like it was, y'all can just watch it. It was a pretty cool movie. Other than the simping robot. But it shows you how a lot of complacency that Americans have. They don't really care about what goes on in the world because it doesn't really affect them personally. And so this is going to affect Americans personally. Imagine Gaza stuff. Y'all need to watch that stuff, man. Look it up on X, look it up on YouTube, look it up. And you will see very likely what's going to happen here in America, except it's going to be worse here, I believe. So, The Streets, Isaiah 4:1, the title. And I'm going to separate. So when people say Isaiah 4:1, oh, when the purge happens, all these bitches going to be wanting us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Something just struck me, man. I was, well, let me separate these bad boys. You got three basic sections of the purge, or Isaiah 4:1, or Isaiah, the purging, or the burning, or the SHTF. It's all the same. SHTF, the purge, you know. You got pre-purge, pre-SHTF, that's section 1. Section 2, you got during the purge and the burning and the SHTF. Because remember, and then section 3, you got post. 3 sections, pre, during, and post. SHTF purge. Now, Isaiah 4:1 takes place, the literal scripture takes place post. When you look at it, it says after all these people been burnt, purged, and cleansed, and basically killed and broken down out of the pride. See, like when I thought about it, I said, in order to get the full understanding of Isaiah 4:1, you got to read Isaiah 3. And when you look at Isaiah 3, you see that mainly it's a killing off of the dead weight. And a lot of the men, they are the ones that are going to be going out into the streets to go get food, supplies, this, that, for their women, their mothers, their aunties, their cousins, or whatever. It's just war. It's just war. And in general war, you have men versus men. And the spoils of war, the booty, is the women, the children, and the property. You kill this nigga, you got a woman, his woman is now your woman. Everything he got is yours, including all his property, which includes his woman and his children and everything he got. You are to do with them as you see fit. That's war. That has always been that way and will never change just because we live in an American society that holds up strength, independence, women being able to call the police, women being able to call Poogies, Ray Rays, Nook Nooks, and stupid brothers, uncles, and cousins to come protect them. Or, these niggas that's out there doing that kind of stuff are going to die in that kind of stuff. Because other dudes are going to be doing that kind of stuff for their women. And so you really look at it, you're going to have it's already more women than it is men. And these women have multiple men who are willing to go die and hunt and kill for them. And they will die for these hoes. And that's going to leave a surplus of hoes. Before I go into that, the point is, the reason that these women are very proud is because they have a surplus of servant slave men in this culture of America who are bitches, bitch-made dudes and simps. No matter how masculine they talk, masculine man is going to say, what is this bitch doing for me? How is she serving me? Is she worthy of my protection? That's what a masculine man is going to say and think. He's not going to be like, you're not just a physical man. This is my woman, like a gorilla or something. You're going to protect my woman. I'm a man. And you talk loudly and talking eloquent sentences. And, these sisters are our sisters, and we need to fight for our sisters. And the black man ain't nothing. I can't really even say that, but how they said the black woman is God. So these motherfuckers, these niggas, these dudes gonna die because they actually see. Isaiah 3 is talking about it's talking about the death. It's talking about the purging of the children of Israel, right? Children of Israel meaning the men and the women, right? So, and the children, etc. The men are the ones who always fight wars. They're going to die deaths, and they're going to be clipped, and that's what happens. Everybody pretty much accepts that you live and you conquer. You kill another man, you conquer his stuff, you take his stuff. But what don't really get looked at this in the scripture is that the women are going to be the ones who long-term die long-term deaths, long-term struggles, long-term difficulties. That's something I ain't never heard nobody really talk about. The dudes, they gonna die off because they die off now trying to protect these raggedy, unfaithful, treacherous whores who got multiple kids by multiple dudes. The fools is gonna die protecting whores that don't give a damn about them. And when those niggas are dead, the same night they will be swallowing another nigga's seed and not giving a fuck about it. A woman can love that dude, maybe cry some tears, but she don't respect the dude who died for her. She might love him, but not respect him. So these women already send these simple, stupid men out to their deaths right now. Right now. Yesterday, this chick, she was kind of hitting on me and stuff, and I gave her my number and all that. I was like, cool chick, maybe she hit me up. And then today I seen the bitch flirting with other niggas. I'm like, oh shit. So it just got me to thinking that women are survivalists predicated. You watch that movie, Survivalist. Besides the naked scene. Anyways, women are survivalists and parasites, I ain't gonna say it, but they survive based on the good graces of men, basically, put it like that. So, women gonna pivot. This is some single mother chick. I'm like, that's some little white single mother chick. I'm like, see what happens. I don't care about it. But then today I seen the chick pivoting to the other dude, and it was like two or three other dudes. I'm like, wow, so you're in a hurt situation. Pre-SHTF. And that's my point. Dang, it's going to probably be a long video. But it's okay. It'll be informative and powerful. So these dudes are going to die quick deaths because they die quick deaths now. And they're not thinkers. Men like me and you, we're going to be thinking, is this woman worthy? Remember scriptures say, those that have wives be as though you ain't got no wife. So if you got a wife, even let's say you got a virgin or whatever, you got to still be as though you ain't got no wife. We talking about war. We talking about the purge. We talking about SHTF. SHTF, purge, war, famines, all this stuff. The collapse. It's all the same stuff. We just call it different things. But like say, you might just let shit go. You know, even if she an actual dedicated woman, let alone these bitches that's going to be floating from dude to dude to dude, trying to find a lifeline. Women is not built for combat, built to fight, built for killing. They built to be attractive to a man and then convince that man that she's worthy of protection and stuff, whether it's financial protection or physical protection and stuff like that. She, you know, so this bitch pivoting to different dude, like, damn, bitch, you ain't shit. And so I don't know. I was like, that's how I got that it triggered like a thought process, like, oh, that got me to think about the SHTF. Like, so you have during the purge, or in other words, when the stuff hit the fan. Right now, we're in the pre-SHTF, pre-purge, pre-Isaiah 4:1, so to speak. In other words, we basically where we at. Stuff's happening, but women losing their jobs, but ain't nothing really happening. You know, people ain't really breaking in people's houses like that. Things are being set up with the troops in Washington, D.C., troops in, you know, Southwest America, and you know, I think it's L.A. or whatever. So different troops to different spots to contain certain cities, but it ain't hit the fan yet. So now, I think that now would be the time, if you was going to be thinking about accumulating bitches, now would be the time more so as opposed pre-SHTF, pre-purge, pre-Isaiah 4:1, so to speak, would be the time that you can really, you do whatever you want. But me, I'm like, during Isaiah 4:1, so to speak. When I say so to speak, I'm speaking about the whole dynamic. I'm not just speaking about one scripture. I'm talking about Isaiah 3 to Isaiah 4. The entire collapse process that is shown to us there. And in other places, but this is where a lot of emphasis is placed. Isaiah 4:1. All these bitches going to be coming to brothers. Then you're going to have your pick of the litter, and these chicks going to be choosing up. Are you talking about pre? Are you talking about during? Or number 3, are you talking about after? You understand me? So I'm going to try to cover all those, man. But in this specific, let me cover, but seeing that white bitch float to like 3 niggas. Well, she live in the hood, but I'm like, all right, so she pivoting, you know, and I'm like, all right, so the stuff at the fan is during SHTF, and this bitch already pivoting. See, I'm already thinking, I'm thinking, pre-SHTF. So this stuff happening, women already pivoting, they're already in panic mode, they already trying to find a covering, etc. And some simp or simps to save their asses. Regardless, yeah, you got this strong, independent umbrella bullshit covering where women are strong and independent because they got the police they can call, their brothers, uncles, cousins, and all these other random throw my life away for this bitch simp dudes. And if not that, then they have a dog that they, you know, project they man. They, instead of having a man, they got a dog and shit. You know what I mean? So when all this cloak and all this cover and all this bullshit is removed, Isaiah 3 is talking about the dynamic is that's happening is in the book of Isaiah 4:1, but basically 3:2-4. You're talking about the Most High stripping these proud bitches and basically stripping the nation of Israel down to the bare bones. And that's what you're basically seeing, bro. But it's a process. We're in the pre-process. Yeah, women starting to lose their jobs and the economy, and Trump is saying this, Trump is saying that, and war here and war there, but bitches ain't really agitated like that. See, now they just kind of agitated, but they not without food, and Walmart is still available. They simps and bitch-made simps and baby boys is still available, and 911 is still available, and they random orbiting pussy thirsty simp niggas that will kill for them is still available. So the dynamic is not. We are in pre. We're in phase 1. Remember, phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1 is pre SHTF purge Isaiah 4 and 1. Phase 2 is when you in the shit. I don't know specifically how long that will last. Woo! But you talking about years, bro. Many days and years she gonna be troubled. Her simp's gonna die. Oh, let me make this very clear. A lot of the men are going to die quick deaths because they already die quick deaths. And a lot of men die primarily behind trying to protect bitches right now while the system is up and running. And so that's going to leave a lot of bitches without coverings, but also you're going to have a lot of women who are going to survive, but they're going to be hunted by the men whose lives they've ruined. They're going to be the prey. Right now, these women prey on different men. Oh, he's taller. Oh, he got a business mind. Other dude, he's physically masculine. Other dude, he's a penis fun guy, in and out of jail motherfucker, who began smashed by some dude in jail. But, women like a lot of fucking variety of randomness going on. So you can't really depend upon them. Maybe you could depend on them in a patriarchal construct because the social society will force them to be compliant or else, right? But in American society, ain't shit checking these bitches. So what you dealing with is, what you dealing with the purge, you dealing with a bunch of dudes dying off quick and a bunch of bitches. It's just, see what I'm saying? There's going to be a whole bunch of way more women surviving this thing than men. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a bunch of women surviving because they sent a bunch of these simple ass motherfucking dudes out there to their deaths. Now, during phase 2, so my opinion, my thought process, things could change, if a woman come along at phase 2 while the purge is actually occurring and she got her mind right and you screened her as much as you could. Phase 2, acquisition of bitches during phase 2 while the purge is going on, that's dangerous, bro. Because remember, as I told you about that white bitch earlier, she popping from dude to dude to dude talking to random motherfuckers. Ain't no loyalty there. She got multiple. Just because a bitch, you get her phone number, that don't mean nothing. Because she giving her number out to multiple motherfuckers. You got to understand, it ain't like the old days when women, you would get her phone number, you would take her to the movies, and y'all doing this long, and like your family would know about it, and her brother, everybody knew that you and her was together because, she don't give her number out to anybody. Nigga, please. They ain't like that no more. Well, right now, they get their Instagram, their phone number, they get a OF out to anything. Like, bruh. So, women is right now, they what is it, parasitical? They like parasites. They trying to, like a mosquito. Where's the next host? And that's what they doing right now. And what I seen the chick do yesterday or today. Like, wow. It just clicked. And so I'm looking at female nature for what it is. It's flaky, it's unreliable, and it's parasitical. And they float to whatever is going to help her survive, you know what I mean? And make her feel good. Survival and good feelings. So that's now pre-SHTF, phase 1. Phase 2, bro? You want to take these bitches? Like a lot of dudes talking about taking these bitches on during the collapse. Or when the society collapsed, then these bitches gonna run us. And and because they're gonna need a man and all that shit. Why would you want to take a bitch that's already parasitical? Already got other niggas hunting for her. There's no police. There's no protections. Many of her simps have died. And number 3, some of her simps are hunting her ass to fuck her. A lot of these simps that have been, sexually repressed, and she's took out on dates, finessed these niggas out of money. You understand me? Finesse them out of dinner dates and shit. These niggas is hunting this bitch. And like I said with this white bitch today, they're going to pivot If you look like a dude who's now is that time to be acquiring bitches in phase 2. This is the purge, nigga. You don't really want to take bitches, during the purge. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you do what you want, but you gotta do some scrutiny on that stuff. Before I go into that, I was thinking about something. Just thinking about a quick something. I was let me see. I was thinking about the street woman. Oh well. A couple of these dating sites I'm on, a lot of these bitches hit me up at 27 to age 31. 27 to 31, still physically good looking, right? And but I know prostitutes. I dated a stripper. I know street bitches. So what I'm saying is that when a bitch get about older, around 30, let's say magical age 30 or whatever. I'm gonna talk about street women who act like strippers and actual street walking chicks, versus your regular prostitute American chick, which is your typical American woman, yoga pants. She's a prostitute too, but she's not out there in the game living a hard life, turning tricks forcefully, kind of like because of money, or maybe they got a pimp behind them, or maybe just they got an addiction or something like that, like they trying to. And number 4, some women just addicted to the game. The point is, see, you put it like this. Women are able to live in a state of delusion. Regular women who carry themselves, I would say they carry themselves, act as though they regular women. They still whores, they got high body counts, they look like whores and dress like whores. They able to pivot this, I'm strong, I don't need no man. They able to pivot that to their 30s and stuff, But when I look at my dating site that I'm on, it be chicks hit me up about 20, 30. And the main thing 28, 30 years old. And the main thing I keep hearing and reading on their profile, no time for fun, looking for serious relationship. That's what, like, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like a staple. That's what they say. Looking for a serious relationship, not looking for fun. And I'm like, okay, so now you 28 or you 30 years old. So let's say you 12 years from 30 to 18. That's 12 years from the time you became adult. Sure, these women been having sex since they've been, 14, but let's say the legal age. You've been having sex since you're 18 to 28. That's 10 years of fucking. Every year, this woman accumulated more bodies and shit. She done accumulated more bodies. And so now she's like, all right, I'm 30 years old. I'm tired of the fun and all that. Now I want a serious relationship. See, I was thinking about something. I said the street chicks who actually out there doing it, they come to that conclusion more likely earlier. And they don't have the luxury to kind of pretend like they regular chicks. You know what I mean? All right, so let's take a street walking hoe. She out there, if she got out there 18, it's a hard ass life. These chicks are forced with the reality of streetwalker. It's for prostitutes, forced with the reality that this dude, she don't like this dude, but she gonna do some sexual activities for dudes for this dude for a particular purchase price. And she look at this dude as gross. See, what I'm saying is this. I don't know, it just clicked. I was thinking about a few minutes ago. I said, the streetwalker is pushed into truth. This is why I like a lot of streetwalkers and a lot of strippers. Is forced into reality quicker because they don't have the veil and the fake bullshit of pretending like they're a regular American woman. Like, you see what I mean? They got to deal with the truth. You're a hoe. And as is what it is. Whereas your average American woman, she could just act like she a regular chick, but you actually still are just a hoe. You just might be doing it sometimes, or this time you can go to church on Sundays, but maybe you turn a dinner date. It's just all this gray area shit. She doing the same actions, have a high body count, and she got random kids and baby deletions and random kids by random niggas, just like the street walking hoe and just like the stripper. And the stripper and the streetwalker is kind of like more sobering, because you know what it is. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know why it's even triggered a thought process, but I don't know. I was just thinking about these bitches keep hitting me up when they 30 and stuff, but what the fuck you been doing since you've been 18? You've been a hoe. And so I'm thinking about with the streetwalkers and stuff, the game, some women have really strapped bodies and all that, but the game is straightforward and naked. What I mean by that is this. If she a streetwalker or she a stripper, a trick is going to pay money. It's like everything is naked and straightforward in your face. Like what I mean by that is raw. So if she overweight, the trick is going, the $50 trick is going to choose the chick that's younger, fresher, tighter, and better looking. What I'm saying is ain't no protection mechanism from the streets is what I'm saying. You are what you are. The market is naked and straightforward and raw. Vile as it is, it's going to tell you what it is. You fat and you ugly, and a nigga going to choose a chick that look younger, or you 40 and a nigga going to choose a woman that's younger. So, but the American woman, a 40-year-old whore on the streets, bro, a 40-year-old stripper, bro. Come on, bro, 30-year-old stripper. Point is that the main thing I wanted to say to tie these together is that the whore that's a streetwalker and a woman that's a stripper, they more tied into truth and reality. And I don't know if they're going to be really as phased. Hey, I thought about Independence Day, that movie. Will Smith, big surprise, he was saving a bitch that was an actual single mother and a fucking whore. Big surprise. Sure, that's not far away from his actual personality type, Jada Pinkett, But this nigga wifing up a single mother stripper whore with a baby, single mother. So what I'm saying, I'm thinking like a lot of strippers and actual streetwalkers, when the stuff hit the fan, they still manipulators of men, you know what I mean? Just like female bartenders and shit and strippers, they manipulators of men. But what I'm saying, so they not probably gonna be as shocked, man, it's thought process. They not gonna be as shocked because they already in it. They already naked. They already out there in the streets. They already in the raw stuff. They already exposed. They just a more honest whore than your average American woman who is no, I don't do that. What? No, what? But yeah, she finessing dudes for cash apps, finessing dudes for dinner dates, finessing dudes for this and finessing dudes for that. They whores too, but they just not the straightforward the lowest level is a street whore. You know what I mean? Like the straight up grimy level. So that's something I was thinking about. These chicks hit me up talking about I'm 30 years old. I'm like, bitch, what you been doing for the last... Why you ain't married? If you that good of a catch, great woman, I love God. What does other bitches also say? Oh, I love God, God-fearing woman, but the bitch got yoga shorts on. How you God-fearing bitch and you got yoga shorts on? Titty nipples showing through your yoga, what do you call it? Panties. Not panties, but your yoga bra and shit. But you God-fearing and with a blonde wig. Bitch, how you God-fearing, bro? What God do you fear, nigga? Like, you just throw them, it'd be consistent. It'd be the two statements. God-fearing, and number two, not looking for fun, you know what I mean? Looking for something serious. Bitch, you 30. So, no matter if the woman's in the streets, because the streets, it'll kick a bitch out quicker. You know what I mean? Because like, yo, you, bitch, just go, chick done did a lot of stuff strange for some change. And it's not that element, it's not that cloak. And so what I'm saying is that basically is that The American woman has a cloak. In phase one, she has a cloak that has covered her from adversity and shit. Whereas the streetwalker and the stripper, they've been out there in adversity. They've been out there in the streets. You know what I mean? Dudes trying to rape her and all this and that and kidnap her. And, you know, and strippers out here, you know what I mean, having to do this and that, dance on the dude that she want to vomit, you know what I mean? But he got the money, so she, you know, do a little something. And then they request her because she is 18, 20. You see what I mean? The streets is straightforward. When a nigga spending their money, they like, yo, I want that 20-year-old chick, 18-year-old chick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But, so the regular American woman has been cloaked. Now we come back to the phases. I just want to drop that in here, man. I just found that funny. Maybe I'll find that too. Chick talking about she a God-fearing woman. Chick talking about, oh, I don't want to, I'm not here just for fun. I want a serious relationship. Bitch, why should I take you seriously when you was 18, 19, 20? You gave your virginity up to a nigga who just was tall, or a nigga who just could sing or something. Or, yeah, Sammy, or he looked like your father or some shit. You gave your pussy up to, your virgin pussy up to a motherfucker because he could sing. And then now, that's 20 years, that's 10 years ago. Now you 28. You was 18, now you 28. And now you say, oh, I don't got time. And since then, she had 40 bodies and shit. Whereas a streetwalker might have 40 bodies in a week or whatever. See what I mean? It just, all of this is numbers. Same. The streetwalker straight up with it. And it's about numbers. It's about, you know, monetaries. Whereas these women doing the same horror shit, acting as though they regular women and traditional, and they chameleons. They can flip back, and that's what I want to say to your brothers is that in phase one, see, women is chameleons now, bro. They acting decent, as though they trying to fit in. You know, you're not. A lot of like this right now is really the time for women to really be putting in bids to try to get with brothers. Quite honestly. Some of the women are smart enough to see what it is, and they're like, but they don't got the knowledge to put the pieces together that you're going to need a man, so you need to bow down and shut the fuck up. But they're not trying to give up. See, the thing is that the average woman, the average, you know, American woman has been cloaked with the protections of acting like they're a regular chick. They got the feminism and all that. But the woman on the streets is raw. Like, this nigga might actually kill you while you doing a certain service for this dude in his backseat of his car. You see what I mean? And so she vulnerable out there to the streets. Yeah, she got somebody that might protect her, but real talk, she out there. She got to do the action. So a separation level of that is that your average American woman who's doing the same prostitute activities is able to kind of like pimp herself out in a more comfortable environment provided to her by feminism and by the social protections that are in place, such as 911, such as a whole bunch of these simps. So she can like pivot at a higher level. She can prostitute at a higher level, basically. So now she can just OnlyFans and just do certain things to herself at home in the comfort of her own home and don't have to work. At this time, she don't have to worry about the same stuff that the street chick will have to worry about. She'll probably way more. She will make way more money. Well, you know, they say a lot of OnlyFans models don't really make all that much money comparatively. Because all you're doing is saturating the market with video pussy. See what I mean? But when it comes to a chick that's out there on the streets, you know, and that's what I think is really going to happen when the collapse occurs. A lot of chicks is going to be selling their bodies for little or nothing. You see what I mean? Physical bodies, not just video sex, what you see on like OnlyFans, all these, you know. They're going to actually be streetwalkers and like, yo, you know, like when it's stuff, like, so now let's go into phase one. Phase one is where we at right now. Phase one is pre. So hopefully y'all got what I'm saying is that basically I just want to drop that off to you so far as the women who are older now talking about, oh, see, the older chicks are not punched in the face. The older so-called regular chicks are not punched in the face by the truth or the reality of real life. The older you get, the less men want to fuck with you. And even the tricks don't really want to deal with older 30-year-old bitches. Now, don't get me wrong. If they got a choice, yeah, some dudes who like fat women or like women with deformities or whatever, a variety of different. But in general, a man is going to choose one who's the prettiest and look good and skinny and stuff. This is what it is, even in a trick phase, and even in a woman, a streetwalker phase, and number two, a stripper. Men generally is going to choose a woman who look good in a tight little skinny body. That's what they're going to choose. 18, 20-year-old, Tabitha or something. That's what they're going to choose rather than some 30-year-old. So these chicks say, I'm not into games. And I don't know, that's just something I thought about. And so now, my whole point is that they're able to stretch that out. You see what I mean? They don't have to get no man. Now they're thirsty looking for a man is what I'm saying. At 30 years old, see what I mean? Bitch, why didn't you get that when you was 20? You've been stressed out by 100 dudes over the last 10 years. 10 dudes a year. You know what I mean? So now I'm supposed to take you seriously when you haven't taken your vagina and your chastity seriously for the last 10 years. And you've given that up to a nigga 10 years ago that you just like how he look. Like, so now you got a whole bunch of 30-year-old chicks talking about, I'm looking for something serious. She still look good though. I ain't saying this bitch ugly. Most of the women be 28. They pretty. Some of them ugly, but majority of them be looking good. Now you want something serious. But how can I take you seriously when you gave your pussy up to every nigga? Like 4 dudes in the night, gangbang. Like you're a community property. You're a park bench. Everybody sat on you and used you, slept on you. Like you a gas station toilet. Everybody use you, bro. Like you're not to be taken. Your maximum level is concubine. And you got to start at the bottom. Bitches be up here thinking that they high level, bro. Like how you high level when you got 100 bodies, bro? So, but that's the deception of this American society that women are still valuable. Body count don't matter. Well, body count don't matter, but they all lie about their damn body count. Like, how body count don't matter? But you all lie about it, right? You know body count matters. So, back to what I was saying. Streets and when I look at this, brothers, we got basically 3 different phases, man. Isaiah 4:1 is not really a time to, when I say Isaiah 4:1, I'm talking about phase 1. I'm talking about from Isaiah 3 all the way to Isaiah 4:1. The whole thing, you can't just look at one scripture. Now it's time to acquire bitches. Nah, man, you got to look at all the variables involved. Isaiah 3:1 talk about the pride of these bitches, which is what I'm talking about. They got feminism. They got the cops. They got a whole bunch of random simps. Isaiah 3 is talking about these simps being killed off, the system betraying this bitch, and her being sent out to the wolves. The same wolves who she got locked up and put on child support, the same wolves who she finessed for money, the same wolves who she finessed for dinner dates, the same wolves who she set up to get robbed. That's what Isaiah 3 is about, bro. And this bitch being broke down, having no helpers, bitch been ran through, raped. You know what I'm saying? Women gonna be really messed up out here, bro. Some of these bitches gonna be done, ate their kids. So Isaiah 4:1 is post-purge. Post-purge. After these women, what to say, the spirit of purging, and the spirit of burning, and the spirit of judgment. After these women been purged and judged, in the remains of these bitches, the stubs, some of these women ain't gonna have no arms, no legs. They gonna be skinny as hell. Might not have no booty, sagging titties and flaps on their sides. the remaining 7 of these bitches, 7 of these women, some of them gonna be clean and good looking. We don't know everything. Point is, when you look at the end of chapter 3, it's talking about a broken down bitch. When you look at the beginning of chapter 3, looking at a proud bitch who got everything. You got simps, you got, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't all about acquiring bitches. When you look at phase 1, you got to chop this up, man. Phase 1 is right where we at right now. Pre-SHTF, pre-Isaiah 4:1, pre-purge. Phase 2, the purge. Phase 3, Isaiah 4:1, post-purge. After all the shit been broke. This could be like 5 years of the bitch losing her. You don't know where, man, bruh. So what I thought, the main thing I got about this when I was thinking about, I said, excuse my colorful language, but the main thing I got is that a lot of men is going to die directly and quickly. And mainly the reason they're going to die is because they're going to be the ones going out here trying to provide for bitches, protect bitches. You see what I mean? And then when the dudes get killed off, the women is there going to be, their house going to be open. I don't care about no jujitsu. I don't care about if you got a Smith & Wesson. I don't care. And by the way, I don't need no man. Okay, well, who engineered the gun that you're going to use to try to protect yourself? Whose name is on the gun? Smith & Wesson, Glock, Heckler and Clock, and what was it? And all the Ruger. Who going to protect you? These are all engineered, manufactured guns by men. Factories owned and engineered by men. Probably person who taught you how to shoot is a man. The bullet was pressed, and engineered and all that stuff by a man, and toleranced by men, because these are all the STEM, technological stuff. Women talking about they don't need no man. Who gonna teach you the jiu-jitsu and the karate to protect your ass? A man. So, and even a man of the Most High Yah is gonna be killed. Some of us gonna be smoked through, martyr. We're gonna be martyred or thrown in the camps or whatever. So it's gonna be a few decent men of Yah, and a lot of her simp throwaway niggas, they gonna be thrown away. See, right now she could throw them away, but she always got a bunch of orbiting simps. But when that feminism cloak and that whole, what do you call it? See, women in America, man, they got the police. That's 911. That's the main thing. They got the courts, basically, which is the police. Then they got their brothers, uncles, cousins, and all the random niggas in they family and stuff to help. And that's number 2. Then they got a shitload of orbiting simps that want to fuck them and be taking them out on dates, and dudes that will die for these hoes that she either having sex with or maybe and maybe not, whatever. The orbiting simp dudes, I'll call them, whether it be the family members or the, so basically she got these sex orbiters. So you got the system itself, which includes the police. Number 2, you have the familial male members of her family who are her protectors. Then number 3, you have her sex orbiters who are her protectors. So this bitch is protected by multi-layers. You see what I mean? And so this is why they so proud. And so Isaiah 3 is talking about these multiple layers of protection being stripped off this bitch, and her being broken down, as it says, down to the ground, literally. Because all her helpers is gone, deleted. You know what I mean? So you got to think about, well, they deleted, so now we going to be able to grab it. Why would you want this bitch? See, then that's another dynamic you got to think about. As I said, women be finessing dudes already, and they still have that Jezebel spirit in them. So why would you want to really even acquire these bitches in phase 2 while the purge is going on? You got to even think, at least now in this phase 1, you got an opportunity to really think about who she is and figure out who she is. And you can't really even trust her still, but Because you got to remember, man, woman is a woman, man. So you don't trust her even now. But at least you have established some kind of foundation, right? But phase 2, man, she got to be a special kind of broad. And a lot of these chicks said they're going to bring their own food. They're going to bring their own clothes. We ain't going to ask you for nothing. Just let us be with you. But you got to think about it. Where does bitch get this food? Where does bitch get these clothes? Did she get this other dude robbed for him and the other dude died and now she got him? How's she getting this stuff? It's a lot of things to consider, man. I'm not telling a man whether or not he should take this woman or that woman. Because how I look at this, the Isaiah 4:1 joint, I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at it from a perspective as when the scriptures say that two of the things that a man enjoy is seeing the fall of his enemy and then enjoying his children. Those two things are some of the most cool, beautiful things that a man can enjoy is to see the fall of his enemies and have joy of his children. And to see the fall of your enemy, the United States of America, absolutely. But how it got so strong is by subjugating the black man by raising up the black bitch. So when you start seeing this bitch start fall down and her helpers start dying off and the system is clipped and these random, the main thing I'm going to tell you, my perspective, the main point of excitement I get out of it is to know and to see the bitch going through her judgments. Oh, speaking of judgment, her anguish that the Most High is going to, in chapter 3, bring upon this bitch, which will bring about chapter 4. You have to read this in context. It's not just about acquiring bitches. Now, something I was thinking about as well, you have to think about this. What you see here is a time of in chapter 3, Isaiah 4:1. Basically, we're gonna just encapsulate it as basically 3 to 1. Okay, so 3 you see in the judgment on the house of Israel. So the men gonna die off. A lot of them simps. They gonna die off in wars, looking for resources, looking for food, killing each other for food, literally. Cannibalism and stuff, eating each other, literally. And a lot of men gonna be killing a lot of men. And men are already a smaller percentage of humans than it is women. So these men are gonna be killing each other off, meaning there's gonna be a surplus of women and a small amount of men. So, so you have to think about this. See, the man's judgment is to be clipped for being simps and wicked niggas. They're going to be clipped quick. Like niggas be getting clipped quick right now. Body. The woman's judgment, as I see it, because the Most High keep talking about taking away this, taking away her hair, taking away her earrings, taking away her prettiness, taking away her good smells, taking away her body, like the big button curves, and you're gonna be in famine, taking away where you might have to eat, bitches might have to even eat their kids. You know what I mean? Taking away all the jewelry of this Most High tell you in chapter 3 all the things he gonna strip from the bitch. He ain't go that detailed into the dudes. You see what I mean? That tells you that this is a judgment on the house of Israel, yes. But in men, they say, you're going to die. Horrible deaths. Men, it's just going to happen. The number's going to be raised. But with women, the harshness of it is the long-term suffering. The bitches don't like to suffer. Women don't really like to suffer long, and they like the easiness of life and the dainties of life, you see what I mean? And the Most High going to strip these bitches of food. What it say in the first verse of chapter 3, it's talking about food and water. So the bitch gonna be stripped of food and water, gonna be stripped of her simps, gonna be stripped of her good looks and her smell goods, gonna be stripped of her good looking hair, gonna be stripped of her makeup, gonna be stripped of basically easiness of life. And she gonna have to go on through this long ass period of time, many days and years. This bitch gonna be troubled. So when I'm saying the purge could be like 4 years or something. You want to take stinking ass bitches on during the purge night. Then again, you might have a chick who, the Most High might, hey, go grab that. She got some food, water. She like real bowed down, and you like, dang, you did the best you could do. She might have something that you need, some food, whatever. Look, just come on, like you will have like outliers and stuff, like Rahab the harlot. Rahab the harlot. She was a hoe, but she protected Yahshua and Caleb while they were in the promised land, so she was honorable in that she had faith and protected the men of the Most High. And so you might, and like I said, I'm not going to tell a man don't deal, because these may be your, they trying to get a blessing. You know what I mean? They trying to survive. Remember, she just a woman. She trying to survive. You understand me? So she might look, yo, I got what you need. I got what you need. Just please be with me, so that's, you might have to, what I'm saying is, Most High got to be with you so far as you being able to choose this and that, a certain type of woman and all this and that, because some women could be pivoting and trying to run game on you is what I'm saying. But some women's like, yo, they whole survival depend upon you being with them and this and that and the other. You got to make a judgment call, bro. And the Most High be with you that you will make the proper judgment call if he allow you to be able to go through all this. The question is, would you even want to go through all this? But, so the woman's judgment is to go through, as I perceive it, go through a long, extended period of time of suffering and having lack and not knowing what the hell gonna happen to her and being skinny, like I showed y'all with that them chicks in Gaza and stuff. Many days and years, bitch barely eating, staying alive barely, titties sagging. She used to have like a Coke bottle figure, big titty and big booties. Shit's sagging now. She used to be, 125 pounds strapped. Now the bitch about, 90 pounds, and just basically staying alive, by eating a few raisins a day or a few scraps that the bitch find and a little flask of water that keep the bitch alive for the next 2 years. That's a horrible ass life for a bitch that been a bad Cardi B bitch. I don't need no man. R-N-D, EPT, whatever, independent bitch talking about. So what I look at from chapter 3, talking about how strong and proud it talk about, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. She haughty because of all the things I mentioned, man. The system, the simps, her members of her family who protect her. The sexual orbiters that protect her. The system, man, that shit powerful. And all that being stripped away over time, and this bitch being broken down gradually, bro. The men dying off. Hey, some of us gonna die off. But then we don't know what our walk is going to be, quite honestly. Some brothers gonna say that some will be martyrs and, be killed by the beast and the establishment that's in power at that time. Some of us, he might keep us alive to, walk this thing out. We don't know. Point is, a lot of the women is going to survive, but it's going to be crap loads of women. It's not going to be a lot of men, because a lot of men going to proceed. They're going to be killing each other. The same thing like it is in Gaza. Same thing as in pretty much any war-torn or wars, that the men is going to be killed off because they the ones warring. Ukraine, same thing. It's always a surplus of chicks. And that's why the chicks be competitive and they look good, because they got to compete. War is kind of good in a way, make the women more competitive, That's why a lot of why people go to Thailand and Vietnam. A lot of dudes is killed off, see what I mean? So, a lot of the chicks is, it's more chicks than it is dudes. That's why the women are more competitive. So it's kind of, the Most High doing is checks and balances in a way. 7 women go take hold of 1 man. So like I said, I'm not going to say that in phase 1. I'm going to say this. In phase 1, 2, and 3, just be prudent as to what woman you take on. I'm just saying that during phase 2, when the purge is occurring, you gotta be really paying attention as to what woman do you want around you. These women are finessers. These women are Jezebel-spirited women. These women is proud, they independent, and they don't know anything about being under male authority. They don't know anything about being under male authority. And they going into phase 2 and losing shit. They go into phase 2 and they simps is dead. They go into phase 2, the purge, Isaiah 4:1, the collapse, SHTF, and they don't know nothing about being under male authority. The police ain't answering no more. They ain't got no more child support. The court system, all they shit that they knew all their entire life that they knew is gone. And just as I told you about this white bitch pivoting from dude to dude, what do you think these chicks, you think that these chicks are not going to try to get dudes set up, to get robbed, set up to, and play the feminine role? Oh, help me. Like that Mario. Save me, Mario. Princess. I posted that. That was funny, man. Save me, Mario. Please help me, Luigi. Like the princess was trying to get Mario to save her and shit. These bitches gonna be do it now, bro. In phase 1, bro. So, man, my point is that men should not just, if you up here trying to look at Isaiah 4:1 is like it's time to acquire bitches, your ass might get clipped, man. You might get clipped because if you're trying to save these bitches, don't worry now, if the Most High with you, hey, the Most High with you. But if you up here trying to save these bitches and all that and go around trying to scoop up random bitches because they at a disadvantage, they could be pretending as though that they had a disadvantage and try to, like in that movie, The Book of Eli, with that one chick with the shopping cart, man, and be trying to, and next thing you know, you clipped, and everything that you have is now hers, is now her master. Like her dude could be putting her up to be acting as though she, just act weak and you ain't got nothing and all that. And then you find some simple dude. It tell you that in Proverbs, man. When what it say, a dude be running after a female at nighttime and he be like, ain't nobody gonna see me. So the chick speak a whole lot of soft, seductive words to him. I'm paraphrasing this, but the chick speak a lot of seductive words to him, the adulterous bitch. And then next thing you know, she said, hey man, you just come on in to the bed, they got all this perfumes and all that. And then he go in there, and what it say, a dart is shot into this nigga's liver, man. A dart is like a crossbow, but now we call it a gun. Basically, he go into like a lamb going to the slaughter, man. Or like an ox going to the slaughter. You see what I mean? He being seduced by this bitch saying all this soft stuff to him. Oh yeah, you so, this and that, you handsome. Oh, or save me, oh, I just need help. You have to discern it through the spirit, man. She might be a righteous chick, but man. I would say that the Most High got to be with you. And also I would guess that, here we go. This is what I was guessing. Could be wrong. But when it's animalistic, when people are killing out here in the streets and it's survival of the fittest, and one wrong decision that you make, is this friend or foe? That decision-making process. Is this friend or is this foe? Is this friend or enemy? And you make the right decision and you find out this dude, this woman or this person is an enemy, and you do what you got to do to protect yourself, that can protect your life. I think that people will be more heightened so far as that. I don't know that, but I think that. I think that because it will be a period of essentially life or death. We talking about phase 2, the purge, and Isaiah 4:1, Isaiah 4:1, the actual, it's talking about after the purge, after the spirit of burning and judgment is placed. Now the remains of these women, after all that, whether it's years, man, I don't know how many years this is going to be, all those that come through all that, then that's where it say 7 women is going to take hold of 1 man. After the purge, after these bitches been refined and burned and purged. You see. So you have to think about this stuff. Do you want to, you gotta, it's like phase 2, which is the purge, which is Isaiah, actually Isaiah 3. But for popular purposes, Isaiah 4. You're talking about a time of judgment. You're talking about a time of judgment. The men gonna die, the women gonna die slowly and be diseased. Bitches gonna have, oh shit. Jeez, dude. Whew. You talking about the purge, bro. You talking about like the road movie, bro. You talking about trusting bitches during it. You have to have discernment. And like I said, I think that I presume that you will have probably like more, but the spirit gotta be working with you, man. But you gotta decide, man. You gotta decide. You gotta keep your head on the swivel and decide this person's friend or foe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, quick. That's how I'm kind of thinking. It's a time of war. You see what I mean? Isaiah 4:1 phase 2 is a time of war, bro. It's not no time of like collecting bitches and like chilling. Like if you in the wilderness, I think like Isaiah 4:1 or Isaiah 4 is really talking about like, they're talking about the Most High taking care of you, the cows of Bashan, that kind of thing. And you basically, you're going to be straight after all that, after the purge, after the great culling, if you will. You know what I mean? So the Most High got to strip these dudes that he don't give a shit about. And he got to strip these bitches, the few women that he actually do care something about. But right now, they might be feminist bitches, but he got to break them down. So like I said, some of these bros, man, they might not even have no arms. They might have eat their arms. Because, you know, they be like, shoot, they hungry. Bitch might chop her arm off, you understand me? And just tie it up and cut the blood flow off and just kind of burn that shit. But they hungry. They got to drink. Some of these bitches going to be drinking their own blood. These going to be some defiled bitches, man. Some of them going to be eating kids and eating rats and whatever they can find. Man, you got to think of, and that's, I know I'm doing more in-depth thought of this, but then you got to think about all the dead bodies that's going to be living. Or not living, they dead bodies, right? All the dead bodies that's going to be around. That's going to be food for people. Some people going to be eating them bodies, man. Cooking them. You know what I mean? Oh, God. Look at that movie, The Threads, man. It's saying there's going to be a time that never was since the earth began, bro. Jeez, man. I don't... My main thing, I'm going to tell you this. Main thing I get out of this is that you get to see the fall of these proud bitches, whether they be smoked or whether they Pookie and Ray Ray, or they get ran through by a bunch of YNs and divided amongst each other. It's not your problem. That's what I was thinking. Check this out. Isaiah 4:1, well, essentially Isaiah 3 is a time, Isaiah 4:1 is a time of judgment upon the women. Judgment upon the women. So, God's judgment upon these women. So, do you want to be in the way of God's judging this woman? Do you want to be in the way of God judging these women? Just because they coming to you for protection, my dude, the Most High might have a hit on this bitch. We out of phase 1. Phase 1, it was a bitch living her best life. Yeah, it's declining a little bit. Yeah, 300,000 black women getting kicked off their jobs. All right, whatever. Yeah, it's declining. We in phase 1. Pre-purge. Now, during the purge, phase 2, now this is a time of judgment. The Most High might be sending her in and out of jail, gay Pookie and Ray Rays that she put in jail to come out, her baby daddy come clip this bitch. And your simple ass, not you, but So you think you're going to be acquiring these hoes. Now it's time to acquire bitches. But the Most High placed judgment on this broad. Her judgment is to die by this in and out of jail YN nigga. Her baby daddy. And you're trying to block the judgment of the Most High, bro. You gotta, like, I know but you gotta think about it, man. That's literally how it is. Her judgment is to be judged. So what it say? What the Most High is put together, let no man put asunder. Talking about marriage, right? But when you think about it, you can kind of parallel, like, all right, what God has judged, let no man put asunder. So if you getting in the way of the Most High judging this chick, trying to save this bitch, like Mario trying to save Princess, what's her name? Toadstool or whatever? Trying to save bitches. It's Isaiah 4:1. It's trying to save these bitches. But God said that's her time for judgment. That's what it's saying in Isaiah 3. And you trying to be playing Popeye the Sailor Man and save this bitch. What's going to happen to you? So you gotta really use discretion, man. These sometimes, man. I try to cover all the areas here, man. You know, I try to cover everything that I could, because what God is blessed, no man can curse. And what God has cursed, no man can bless. No matter how you try to simp and save this bitch, you can't save a cursed woman. And that's what's happening in Isaiah 4:1, is that women is going to be judged long term. They agony is going to be long term. They're going to be long term STDs, long term lack of male help, long term mental stresses, long term not knowing when the hell they're going to see another man. I heard it was a place called Pattaya in Thailand where bitches, I don't know if it's true or not. I ain't never been to Thailand. But they say that women be like sexually harassing men and stuff. Like, maybe it's not Pattaya. I don't know. But point is, it's a high concentration of women is what I'm saying. So the women have to, oh, she's fit. Oh, she look good. Oh, well, she looks good too. Oh, shoot, she looks good too. Oh, shoot, they're all hitting on me. So where you don't have to compete is what I'm saying. So that's kind of an environment that most I gonna have, is like women gonna have to be competing and break. So you see, women gonna be judged from the Jezebel strong, independent bitch mode, feminist mode, broken down off that bullshit over a period of time. A lot of the men seem to be, they're gonna be killed quickly, not over no period of time. That's what it seemed to me. There's gonna be a bunch of bitches roaming and struggling. And women hate, their judgment is to hate the struggle. Bitches gonna be stinking. No feminine products, stinking, don't know how to do nothing. What do these women know how to do? They don't farm. They don't make food from scratch. They don't know how to do shit. They don't know how to do anything. They're not like some homesteader chicks. You know what I mean? Women, like, you know, so, man, I'm just doing these imaginations and thoughts. I'm like, yo, during the collapse, a lot of women is going to get rejected by a lot of men because, and even regular dudes, not just no spiritual dude, because, well, I don't know. I would guess that a man would be like, all right, who are you? Where are you coming from? Okay. All right, yeah. Like that movie, I forgot the name of that movie, but you don't know who this woman is. You don't know who, because a woman's always sent out there as bait. So what I'm saying, man, during Isaiah 4:1 phase 2, you got to be really thinking about this stuff. After phase 1, when the Most High Spirit is fully, moving and helping brothers like that, man, then you can be like, all right, okay, yeah. It'd be more laid back, because as it said in the end of Isaiah 4, you know, Most High's cloud is going to cover his people as a tabernacle, and you're going to be in chill mode, and, you know, it ain't going to be the struggle of the purge. The purge will have been occurred. then bitches gonna be purged out of that strong, independent, boss babe bullshit mind state. So hopefully, man, this is really broke it down for you step by step, man. Hopefully I pretty much covered everything, man. But I would think that the street, this is the other thing I want to throw in there. I would think that the street walking whore and the stripper whore. I like the stripper that I dated. I ain't gonna lie. She gave me money, took me out and stuff. And I didn't really care about her at all, but it was cool. I didn't pay nothing. She was cool. She was a cute white chick. And I'm thinking about how a lot of these women in America are whores anyway. So I'm like, man, if you deal with a woman, you gotta be a power dynamic. You know what I mean? You can't be chasing her with a wallet, pay for play stuff. Because since she has zero respect for you, women look at it like you just another trick that she turning, bro. So when you leave, okay, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that. Women don't respect that. Women respect the men that she views as masculine, who's going to tell her what to do and stuff like that. That's what women really respect. And with women, it ain't about no really love. It's to my, like, men primarily love women, but women they love a man who they respect and honor and stuff and admire this dude. Then they'll love him automatically. But so anyways, a lot of these streetwalkers, they live in real gutter, and so she's a whore. She's like a lot of these. A prostitute is basically, when people know that she's a prostitute, that's just a hoe. But see, your American woman, she could masquerade as though she a regular woman, but she a hoe too, because the line of whoredom and regular feminine modest chick is so grade that like whoredom is so probably about 90% of the women in America are whores. Variety of whores. You got the streetwalking whore, the stripper whore, and you got your OnlyFans whore. There's 3 different layers of whores, but they all whores. Then you got your regular 4th layer, which is your average American woman who has high body count and has all of the dysfunctions of the other whores. So I would guess it's about 90%. My point is that the women who are streetwalkers and stuff, since they more jolted into truth and reality, a lot of them don't have a lot of pride, man. That's one thing I noticed. Once you get past them trying to sell you pussy, and you get to like a person-to-person level, most men don't really get to that because they be like, yeah, how much, But most men we ain't, But I be trying to figure out, because I wasn't really about getting the pussy. Just I want the money too, cause I want the power, really. I really didn't want just no pussy, because I already knew the game of women use sex to get money and to extract power from men. So I don't like women having power over me. So that, But anyways, and, prostitutes, I don't know, man. I ain't gonna go no more into that, man. But I would say this. I'm more comfortable talking to a whore that knows she a whore, let me put it like that, than your average American woman who is a whore who don't know she's a whore. That being said, how they will fit in SHTF is, in my opinion, they're all manipulative and a lot of con artists. You don't trust any of them anyways. But I would think that just as the whore Rahab and also the other whore who helped the apostle Paul and I think Barnabas in the New Covenant, New Testament, dropped them down in a basket while people was hunting for them and stuff, and trying to kill them. You see what I mean? So you see, like, God don't really, he look at things differently. You see what I mean? like he'll take a whore and like, you know, allow her to, she'll be repentative and stuff. When you really look at her, I ain't talking about your average American proud feminist whore. Like a woman who actually humble and tired of doing what she's doing, but she don't know nothing else. God can take her and flip her. You see what I mean? But anyways, that's just basically something I was thinking about. The streets, Isaiah 4:1. And I think that a lot of these women who are actually streetwalkers and are already broken down is basically what I'm saying. Your streetwalker, your hoes, your strippers, your they gonna probably survive. What does even scripture say that your whores will go into the kingdom before a lot of them fake Pharisees and stuff, or your pimping pastors and all that. They'll go into the kingdom because they gonna come repentative because they're already broken down and humbled anyway. They might be on certain type of drugs and this and that, but the point is, if they be humble, they can be pivoted a different way, and you know, you gotta be cautious still. But anyways, I don't want to drag this on any further. Peace.